There's only two things that matter when it comes to pricing your services. It doesn't matter if you're just getting started, if you have the best tools and products, if you don't, if you want to add a new service. There's only two things that matter when it comes to pricing. And I really wanted to make this video after seeing some TikTok videos of why photographers and videographers charge so much for the services, and I'll go over some of those TikToks in this video. And again, on November 20th to the 23rd, which is Monday to Thursday, we're having a Black Friday special on both the Proper Care website and the two courses, SEO for Detailers and Detailing as a Business. It's 20% off site-wide on the Proper Care products, and then 20% off the SEO for Detailers course and the Detailing as a Business course if you're paying on the full pay option. You can click the link down below to sign up for the courses on the waiting list, or check out the products. And again, next week, Monday to Thursday, the 20th to the 23rd, there will be a 20% off site-wide. Let's get started with this video. So the main premise of this video is gonna be this: better tools and products does not mean you're able to charge more for your services, right? You charge based on the results you produce and the customer experience. That's it. And I saw some TikTok videos on specifically photography, on why they justify or why their prices are more expensive. And I wanted to go over that just because I personally do not recommend you base your prices on any tools and products that you have. And photography, it's a lot different because the prices are actually very expensive, right? Like a body camera, just the body itself can range anywhere between like $2,000 to $8,000. A lens can go anywhere between $600 to $4,000. Getting upgraded SD cards, a laptop that can handle like 4K footage, and depending on how much footage you're shooting, the storage, like there's a photography, videography can be stupid expensive, but that doesn't mean that means you're able to charge more. So anyway, so before we get into the video, I also want to say that better tools for sure help you. There's no questioning that, right? If you have a $50 Bizzle Pro Heat, or like $100 Bizzle Pro Heat extractor shampoo machine, right? That's like maybe like half a gallon of water you can contain in there, versus a $3,000 PE 500 heated extractor that has 5-gallon capacity tank. Those are two completely different things, right? Having a 2,000 watt generator is completely different than having an 8,000 watt generator. Like, better tools do indeed help you. There's absolutely no way in saying that it doesn't. But that still doesn't mean it's everything. Like, if you go to the mechanic shop, right? Do you go there and ask every mechanic, or the mechanic that's gonna work on your car, hey, are you using Snap-on or Husky? Hey, do you use, if it's a contractor, hey, are you using Milwaukee or DeWalt? Hey, are you using Ryobi or Husky, right? You don't ask these questions because you're more focused on the end result of what you want to get, right? Whatever it is, whether it's getting your, something built in your home, you want to get a haircut, you're trying to get photos for your family, whatever it is, like, you're more dependent and reliant on like, what is the end result that you're giving me, right? And if you can show me that you can produce these results, well, that's all that matters, right? Because, like they say, the tool, it's the technician that uses the tool. It's not the tool that makes the technician. So a videographer, photographer can have an $8,000 camera setup, yet the person that's way more skilled and has way more experience can produce the same results, if not better, with a $2,000 camera setup than the person that has an $8,000 camera, because it's so much more than just the tool, right? If you're a photographer, videographer, you completely understand this, right? There's so many small little intricate things that one can do to get better results, even if they're using an inferior product. And don't get me wrong, $2,000 setup, you can still get amazing shots, right? But I'm saying like you can have a $10,000, a $20,000 camera setup, but if you don't understand the most basic fundamentals of photography, of videography, of composition, of color grading, of whatever it is, you're not going to get the same results. So to detailers, if you think getting better tools and products or more expensive tools and products is a prerequisite for you to charge more for your services or to offer correction and coatings or headlight restoration, like it's not. The primary factor to what you charge is going to be the results you produce, and a very big and is the customer experience, right? Of course, you're going to offer the best results you can. No kind of argument to that. That is the baseline. That is the most bare minimum. You offer the best results you can. And then two is how you make the customer feel and how the entire journey from the first time they call you to when they pay you for your services, how that entire customer journey goes and how you make them feel. So I want to open up a few TikTok videos and go over them and show you why personally the price and what you pay is, as far as the tools and products you're using, doesn't justify and shouldn't justify your prices, because again, prices is based on the results you produce and the way and then the customer experience. Okay, this one says why photographers are so expensive. Camera gear $5,000, lights $4,000, computer $4,200, software fees $300 per month. And the thing with that is that like it's such an easy argument to make against it, right? Like if I ask you, oh, why are your prices so expensive? And you tell me, well, my laptop's $4,000, my camera gear is $8,000. And it's like, well, me as the customer, am I paying for the full price for you to have that? Of course not, right? So let's say that you spend $16,000 on your camera equipment, right? And you're like, well, it's because I have $500 a month in software and a $4,000 lens and a $2,000 body and a $1,000 whatever, right? And it's like, well, I'm not paying for all of that, right? Like, if you spent $16,000 on your gear and you get at least 20 customers for the year, that's $800 per customer for your equipment, right? And it's like the same thing with any customer that come here, like they're not paying for, you know, because detailers want to talk about, oh, like, look how expensive the chemicals are. It's like, yeah, but that gallon, they don't pay for, you don't use a full gallon of chemicals on a car. You use like, depending the product and higher diluting, whatever, like you might use 8 ounces of a product on a car, right? So it's like, to justify what you paid in the tools and products for what you're using on the customer's vehicle or what the photographer is using for that shoot is like, yeah, you're using it this one time here, but like if you actually divided the amount of time you use your product or gear amongst all the customers you actually have in the year, it's actually not that costly. And it's like, if you only have one customer and it's me, well, that's your fault for not having the customers, the lead generation to like help you cover the cost. So as far as like, oh, well, I'm using all this on your specific job, it's like, yeah, but I'm not covering all those costs for you. You have multiple customers. Like, it's an easy argument to be like, well, if you have 50 customers for the year, you're only, you know, in terms of cost, that's only $200. If you divide that cost, that's only $200 to pay all that off for the 50 customers that you have for the year, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, as much as you want to make the argument of like, look at all the gear that I spent for the job you're hiring for, it's like, well, I can easily turn that argument around and say, well, if you divide what you paid for all the customers you have, it's only a small margin per customer to recoup your costs, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, no matter what, it's always going to come down. It's always going to come back to like, it's based on the results you produce and the customer experience. That way there is no like, oh, well, you're using cheaper equipment, so why am I paying you more? Well, it's because I produce great results and the customer experience. Hey man, why are your prices so expensive? Well, it's because, and even if you are using more expensive tools and products, well, I produce great results and it's the customer experience. Like, I will always fall on those two things aside everything else. There's going to be other detailers that have a bigger shop, a bigger van, more tools, more products, and more employees. But if the smaller detailer with less tools, less products, no shop, no van, if they can produce better results and a better customer experience, then why are they not able to charge more? right? Like that's why I always just go to default those two things. Okay, so camera bodies 1,500 each, hard drives 400, lenses 3,000, 10 SD cards 200, and camera bag of $250. Again, like that just holds no weight to me, right? Like if I go to the mechanic shop, if you go to any mechanic and you're like, oh man, dude, like, you know, I've had this issue with my vehicle. I've taken it to 3 mechanics. I took it to that big, you know, chain mechanic that has like 10 locations. I took it to this mechanic. I took it to the dealership, and man, no one figures it out. And then you take it to, you know, a small mom and pop shop, and they're like, oh yeah, like we fix those regularly. We know the exact problem. And they're like, oh, do you? Yeah, it's actually, you know, like whatever. Here's a solution. Oh, okay, so you can do it. Yeah, we can do it. Like it doesn't matter that they're not a chain of mechanic shops, or it's not the dealers. Like if they have the solution and they can provide that to you, regardless of what tools and products they have or how big their shop is or where it's located, you're like, oh, they have the solution. Like, yes, please, I will pay you to fix this, please, because no one else can do it. And again, I am not saying tools and products don't matter, right? Like if you have the budget and are able to afford $10,000 in camera gear, and look, for detailers, there's no reason why you should spend $10,000 in gear, like in equipment. Like there's no need for that. Over time, maybe, but anything that's come close to $10,000 for us is a shop, the van, and our extractor. There is literally nothing else that has come anything close to $10,000. And don't get me wrong, for photographers, videographers, a camera body can cost you $4,000. A lens can cost you $6,000. Like it can get super stupid expensive in photography and video. And I made a video a while back covering why detailers have it so easy, as far as like we can start a business, and even purchasing all the tools and products doesn't come anywhere close to like other industries, like contractors, right? If you're doing construction for homes, demolition, if you're building, if you're doing a pool installation, if you're building retaining walls, if you're like, those have like massive expenses to run those jobs. And then you look at photography, again, those can get very costly. Detailers, barbers, like you don't spend that much money on tools and products, and you're able to charge a very high price for your services. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I am always open to hear your opinion. Again, if you want to get 20% off the ProperKit products, the merch, or the courses, click the link below to sign up on the waiting list and to check out what we have. I'll talk to you on the next one. Ooh.